Hey, welcome back to Grandma's Corner 2020, where hopefully you have been watching my series of what to do with, you got it, toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls. Man, we have come up with some really great ideas. I can't take credit for all of them. Oh, do you see what's swinging in the wind here? I've got a couple of windsocks that I put up that I made in another video, so you get to look at those. Okay, so video number 7. First thing I'm going to show you is how to make a little gift box. So these are pretty easy to make. I'm going to make a second one today because when my grandsons come this weekend, I'm going to send them on a scavenger hunt and they're going to find it. And you can put in toys or you can put in candy. I'm going to put in one Hershey Kiss, not to overpower the sugar of these kids here. So I have already pre-cut myself a piece of wrapping paper that already measures the width of my toilet paper roll. When you have this stuff already cut up, ready to go, it certainly makes things a lot easier. Be prepared. That's the Boy Scout motto. Let's do it. All right, remember I am a big fan of a hot glue gun because I like the instantaneousness of being able to get it glued. So look at that, I've got that end glued already. You can, use Aleene's tacky glue. That will work just as well. It just takes a little bit longer to dry, but you don't have to worry about getting little owies from burns. All right, so I'm gonna roll that to the end and I'm gonna get myself some glue on the end as well. Try not to burn my finger again, which I did in the last video. Whoo, man, did that hurt. All right, so this is all wrapped and now it's ready for bending. The cool thing about these little packages is it's just covering the outside, or you can color it, or you can paint it, whatever you want. And then you're just folding down the ends. As you can see here, I folded it in and you put a ribbon around it. And how simple is that? All right, so I want to show you when I fold this in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a good fold where it's at least halfway. And then the second one will match it. And I've got 2 little pointy ears there. Now I'm going to have to do the same thing for the other end. Make sure that whatever side you folded, you want to continue folding that in as well, just above it, because you don't want these folds in 2 different directions. So let's see how that turned out. All right, there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and open that up real quickly because I want to drop in this prize that they're going to get. And now I'm going to put my ribbon around the outside of it, tie it off, and good to go. We are ready for a scavenger hunt after that. Oh, they love scavenger hunts. I make them work for their prize for sure. Bada bing, bada bang. Look at that. I've got 2 gift boxes ready to go for both boys to find a goodie. All right, the next thing, we are going to make a slingshot. This is the coolest thing ever. Now, what do you need? Well, you need to have a longer roll. So this is where a paper towel roll will come in handy. And the trick to this is finding a roll that is smaller in diameter than the paper towel roll because it has to fit inside. You have to be able to have that go through. And what I did with this one is I took the end of the wrapping paper that I had found and I unrolled it thinking it was going to be a solid roll, and actually it wasn't. It actually was kind of like this, where the paper was attached to the end and then they just rolled it up and created a roll. So I took that piece of heavier paper and I rolled it tighter so it would fit inside of the paper towel roll. So again, look, the diameters have to be different diameters. All right, once you have that established, then you need to get yourself a pencil because that's going to be what you hold on to. Then you need to get yourself 2 rubber bands. And then you need to get, what I added to this, if you look in the bottom, I added 2 pieces of, actually I think I just cut up a toilet paper roll. And I did 2 slats, so that way, whatever I am putting inside of here, it can now rest near the top and it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. So I already pre-cut my skinny little pieces here, and I'm going to glue them inside the inner circle. So kind of measure, see how they fit in there, and you might want to bend the tabs up a little bit. Little dab of glue on either side and then slide it in there. All right, so I've got one going there and this one going here. Now it kind of makes like a little basket is what it does. All right, can you see that one in there? Now I'm going to put a second one and have it go the other way where I'm making a cross. And that will create my little basket that will allow whatever goodie, pom-pom or piece of candy, hopefully nothing that is going to project and hurt anybody, so be careful about that. All right, now I have my little basket in there. So far, so good. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to get some holes in here so my pencil can go in. You see how the pencil is at the bottom? And that's what you're going to pull. So I'm going to use my hole punch, and I noticed that my hole punch, just one hole isn't going to be big enough for the pencil. So I have to do a couple of them and make it just a tiny bit bigger. All right, let's see if that works. Hey, look at that, perfect. All right, next I'm going to take my outside roll, which is my paper towel roll, and I'm going to reinforce this. And I'm going to reinforce with some tape. And the reason why is because you have to make a slit, and you want to make sure that that slit doesn't break. Now I'm going to show you here. I reinforced this side. Now I'm going to reinforce this side, and I'm going to put a second piece of tape there. All right, so now this is reinforced. So now I'm going to cut like 2 tabs. And you're going to see here, see how I cut that tab? And I did it right on the tape. And I'm going to do it on the other one as well. And those are going to be reinforced because that's where the rubber bands are going to go. All right, so now I'm going to put the rubber band on that slit. But don't stop with the tape yet. You're going to put another piece of tape over that slit, and you're going to now tape that down securely so that rubber band isn't going anywhere. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this side, put it in that slit, and then I'll put a piece of tape up there to keep that from bending too far out. All right, there we go. Now let's go ahead and we're going to put the outer tube, which is the paper towel, over the inner tube, which is narrower. We now have our handle, whoops-a-daisy, grip. And we're going to bring down the rubber band around either side of the pencil and give it a little test. Can we pull it? We can. Can we put an object in here? Let's see if we can. We'll put a starburst in there. Get ready, get set. Woohoo! Did you see that? Oh, let's try another one. I'll put another starburst in there. Let's see if I can make it go up and down so you can see the flight action. Woohoo! Oh, I caught it. Ah, that was amazing. All right, I'm gonna shoot one more towards the door. See if you can watch it. And off it went. Oh my gosh, aren't my grandsons gonna have a ball with these? These are so simple to make, And now I have 2 of them. They both will enjoy them, and they're going to be shooting all kinds of stuff. Pom-poms work as well. If you don't want them to go too far and have too much of an impact, I find that the candy goes a little bit farther and a little more fun. All right, now last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make poppers. You know how at festivities, sometimes you can make these poppers and some of these cultural holidays, they make them and you pull them open and a bunch of stuff comes out of them. Traditionally, what comes out of them is confetti. So I already made myself some confetti, and I'm going to cover these poppers with tissue paper because tissue paper is easy to break. If you do a heavy wrapping paper, then the kid's gonna go, and they're not gonna be able to get that opened up and have all that stuff fly all over the place. And that's the whole idea, right? You want it to fly all over the place. All right, make sure that you cut yourself some tissue paper that's big enough where when you roll it, you have plenty of space on both sides to wrap the ribbons and tie it up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little dab of glue, and I'm gonna put it just on the toilet paper roll because I only want the glue to connect to the tissue paper just on the roll, not on the edges, or not over here, only on the paper roll. All right, so now I'm gonna roll this up, and then I'll put a little bit of glue at the end, and again, only as wide as the roll, or maybe not even that wide. So now I've got plenty of room here to gather this up, which is what I'm gonna do right now, and I'm gonna tie this off. I have a ribbon. You can find yarn will work just fine. If you want to use a rubber band, I suppose that would work too. Make it fancy. You can do hair ribbons that are, printed, whatever you want to do. All right, so there's one of them right now. I've got that tied off. Now, here's my opening. This is where I'm going to now take my confetti, and I am going to carefully pour that inside. You see that going in there? All right, so now I've got all my confetti in there, and I'm gonna tie off this end again. Now I've got my popper, and I'm gonna try to demonstrate this popper, see if it works, because this is gonna be the end of my video, folks. So right now I'm gonna say thank you for joining me. Thank you for learning how to make poppers and gift containers and, of course, the slingshots. Who doesn't want a slingshot? All right, let's see if this works. So thanks for subscribing and Happy New Year! Woo! Wasn't that fun? Bye-bye.